Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and practice our mirror words and our rule number 1. We've been learning lots and lots of fun new things with our whole day teaching. I'm your coach, and my coach is Coach B. So he's been working with me and my friend very closely to teach you all these cool new strategies. So you ready? Okay, here we go. How it's going to go is I'm going to tell you mirror words. I'm going to say rule number 1 and give you the hand gesture. Each time you repeat it. When we're done, I will do the same thing. I will say rule number 1, but I'm going to do it in a really strange voice. Something that just gets your attention that's different than what you've heard, okay? When I do that, you have to try to use the same voice, okay? With rule number 1 and then with my gesture. When we're done with that, I want to see if I can get you guys involved and see how creative your brains can be. You ready? Do you think you can think of something different than me? I bet you can. All right, let me start. Mirror words. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. Good job. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. Let me try another one. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. Who wants to try? Connor?
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1. Good gesture.
Follow directions quickly.
Follow directions quickly.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Follow directions quickly.
Follow directions quickly. The robot voice, I love that. Mirror words. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. I love it. So we had a robot voice and we had a squeaky voice. Something different. Maybe a different volume or a different style. Lucas. Mirror words. Rule number 1. Of course, we're looking at him as he's doing this. Follow directions quickly. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. That's the struggling voice. I love that. I haven't done that one. Elliot. Mirror words. Rule number 1. I love all my friends looking at him. So the first time we'll do it just with our regular voice, okay? So rule number 1. So we're going to try again. Go ahead and sit down. When you stand up, you'll say mirror words. We'll repeat it, and you say it just in our normal talking voice. Rule number 1, we'll repeat. Follow directions quickly, we'll repeat. And then you'll say rule number 1 in a different voice. You want to try it again? All right, stand up. Mirror words. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. Rule number, hand gesture. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. I love that. I like how you're pausing to remember what we talked about too. Taylor. You're still cool. Say mirror words. Mirror words. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. I love how some of my friends are looking at her since she's doing the teaching. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly. These are end of day voices. Anyone have like a fun, happy version? Something we haven't heard yet? We'll do one more. William. So stand up. Mirror words. Rule number 1. Follow directions quickly.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Follow directions quickly.
Follow directions quickly. Oh, fantastic. Anyone have like a happy one? Real happy one? Mia.
Rule number 1.
You're so cool. Mirror words. Mirror words.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Follow directions
directions quickly.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1 with the gesture.
Follow directions quickly.
Follow directions quickly. She's so happy to be at school. Okay, did you enjoy that?
Yeah, that was
Say hip hip hooray!
Hip, hip, hooray.
Good job, guys.